Welcome to Bullpadel. Today we are outdoors because the weather is getting better. We are in Madrid. We are in Club de Padel La Moraleja, and we are with Chema, you already know him. And today we are going to talk about a very, I think, interesting topic, very commercial too, but this video is not going to be commercial at all. And I wanted to do this video for a reason. First, to share his knowledge, which is a privilege, with our audience. But also because since I've been, I was going to say training, but I'm not at the level of calling that training.
Why not? Yes.
Performing. Somehow.
Developing.
Work in progress.
Yes, indeed.
With Chema these days. And I observed something that really got my eye. And is the way he treats the gear he has in the material. Because usually people, when they use something, they try to persuade you to use what they're using or tell you about the brand. And I think his approach is totally different because he looks after every little part of the gear. And by little part I mean even I broke one picky. Yes, I broke. And I was feeling super bad. And he was worried about his picky and put some super glue on it, locked it, and it came back. And sometimes people just, okay, discharge that.
That's because I take care of the material I use. So
Your material helps you, right?
for sure, it's my.
And you appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. I work with it, so I need to have my material in perfect conditions always.
Okay. And I perceive that in a very organic way, just by observing. Like, you never told me don't do this and don't do that, but just the example let me show the way you work. And also you go from like tip to toe, all Bullpadel.
Yes, indeed. I mean, how you look is also important for me.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, my brand is Bullpadel,
Okay.
so I must be with paddle shoes or Bullpadel. All my wear must be Bullpadel. My balls
You have the
must
basket,
be
the
Bullpadels.
balls.
The pickies, the basket.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, everything is Bullpadel. Even myself is Bullpadel.
Yeah. Now you have a tattoo like Nike people?
I'm getting close to that.
Maybe?
Yes, I'm getting close to that.
Okay, maybe it's a challenge. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
We're not gonna get into
Don't
that.
push me so far.
Not now. Okay, we wanted to talk about the rackets. Para el racket, las palas, o la paleta, ¿viste? Perdonad los acentos. Because it's something that usually costs a lot. There's a lot of advertising and like new brands and new seasons and changes, all that. And you've been in paddle for a few years. So what can you tell us about the rackets you started playing with and what we have today?
The rackets I start playing with, they're so different that the paddle rackets we are used to play with right now, that probably you cannot imagine that we could play with those rackets. To make an idea of what we were using 25 years ago or 20 years ago, I started playing paddle with wood rackets.
Wow.
Okay, so literally wood. They were made of wood. The handle, they didn't have bridge,
Okay.
so you start with
The
the
bridge
handle.
is?
The bridge
Is this part or
is the
which
part. Is like is the separation of the contact of the surface contact and the handle, right? And also the bridge, as you can see in different rackets, is very useful to transfer the weights
Okay.
and also the vibration of the racket.
Okay.
Okay, but that is
Another level.
Another level of I don't know, of being accurate with the material, right?
Okay.
But the paddles, as I've said, the paddles we start playing with, they have handle, and the base of the racket was all made of wood,
Okay.
and they were very thin. So I mean, the feeling when you are touching the ball is so much different
And now.
than now, because now we can do a top spin, we can do a slice, we can do a lot of effects with the ball and with the material. But long time ago, we could only can play flat, we can play straight, and a little bit of a slice, but that's it. Nothing more to do with the material. And they were really heavy because they were made of wood.
But how heavy? Like in grams?
I mean, to make an idea, the more or less between 410, 415, 450 grams. Okay.
Almost half a kilo.
Almost
a pound.
Almost. That was a lot. That was a lot because if they were very
They're light.
They were very light. The material wouldn't resist the impact with the ball.
Okay. Like too weak and.
Yes, the weak and sometimes you break the racket.
That's what I was going to ask you. What happens if you break it? What happens? Like,
throw it to the basket.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
You got to buy another one. Or?
For sure, yes.
And were as expensive as they are now, or?
Yes, they were. I mean, they were very expensive. There were very few of them, so they were expensive because in those times they were
scarcity.
Yes, there you are. And those times they were very. The material wasn't so wide like nowadays. They didn't. Now we have a lot of brands.
Yeah.
And 25 years ago, I only remember 2 of them.
Okay. And where? Which were the brands?
They were Markcraft.
Okay.
Markcraft were probably the beginners.
Okay.
And also Bairo.
Okay. Bairo is still alive.
Actually, yes, it's still alive. It's working really well.
Okay. Interesting. And how did it change? How did you live that time in which there were new materials coming, new innovation?
I think that for the first 4 years, more or less, we started playing with the wood rackets. Then they begin building or constructing paddles with a mix of wood and how do you call this, goma, rubber.
Yeah.
That's where the beginning of the improvements and the upgrades in the technology started. That was more or less in 1990 something, 93, 94, 90 something. And there was when they start developing, investing in developing with
R&D, no? Research and development.
There you are. And nowadays we have new technology, new materials. I mean, you can do a lot of things that you couldn't imagine
before. And how did you adapt to that? Because I guess there was a moment in which you were also discovering things or trying things.
Yes, for sure it's really easy to adapt to better things because you feel so good touching the ball with these materials that, for example, I don't know if I could be able to play with the rackets I played 25 years ago. So to adapt. Yes, indeed. So for sure, the new materials are very comfortable. They are very easy to play with. So that's why it's so the paddle is so easy for the beginners to start playing and to have a good feeling with it.
And to have fun. I think one of the magic of why this sport is so engaging is because, especially at the beginning, you have fun, even if you do it wrong. So
even if you play bad, you have fun and you enjoy because you have to notice that the handle and the part of the racket that you touch the ball with is really close to your hand. So that's why it's easy, at least to touch the ball, even though if you are not you don't have a technical skills, but it's easy to touch the ball and easy to pass the net. So that's why it's very enjoyable and that you have fun.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yes.
You enjoy. One question about the shapes, because I see a lot about drop, round. What's the difference and why? How it was at the beginning? There were different shapes, or were all?
No, they start more or less with round shapes. Okay, because the materials didn't thought too much how to develop the rackets, but la tendencia, the trend nowadays is playing with more diamond shape. Okay, more diamond shapes. There are also rackets. Like for example, the one we have just on the table, that is more roundy. Okay, the roundy shapes are more for control game.
Okay.
Okay, to feel more comfortable, you're touching the ball because probably the sweet spot is closer to your hand, so you feel more with more control. Okay, but for beginners, I recommend more round shapes, soft rubber,
Foam? Yeah, or the rubber.
of the rubber.
Like when you say soft, I'm gonna say something very personal, and maybe we don't publish this because what I'm gonna say is like super silly. Okay, just a feeling I have, sensation is that in Miami I have less control with a soft one because it bounces.
Yes, probably. Yes, because
¿Sabes?
yes. Something that I mean, you have pointed something very interesting because when you play near to the sea and you play with high temperatures, nowadays the racket are very sensible to temperatures.
Right?
Okay. For example, in winter, they contract. The material they gets like thicker,
Okay.
and it doesn't expand so much. That's why when you play in Miami, when you play with high temperature, if you play with soft rackets, they become even softer.
Yeah.
So they it's like
I cannot go for now.
there you are. You cannot you lose control because the ball enters in the EVA, in
bounces
the
a
rubber.
lot.
It
It
bounces
bounces.
a lot. It gets out like a bullet, you know. So that's why you feel that. So when you play with high temperatures, it's better to play with harder rackets.
Okay.
So you are going to have a better feeling, and you are going to have more control.
Yeah. That's why you see sometimes the players putting that into the fridge, or like the,
Yes, for sure.
the ice
Yes.
thing. Okay. But did you do those things?
I
You
didn't.
didn't realize it.
I didn't.
They're going
I
too
mean,
far, right?
For me, that is too freaky.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that's-
maybe something mental too,
For
right?
sure,
Like
yes. I'm not really sure that
No.
it's good for the racket
Okay.
because
Those many changes.
those many changes, but you can probably lose the structure of the, inside the racket. You know what I mean? So I'm not I don't know how to construct paddle rackets, but the feeling of the racket, I don't know if it's so
You may
good
lose
for
that.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
probably you
like
lose
the
that.
internal structure
Yes.
goes.
Probably. I've never
Rotten.
tried it. I
Yeah,
have never tried. But
you guess that?
yes, I guess it.
Okay, so when you started, you were playing with those brands that are strange. Right?
Yes.
Which has been the brands you've been playing with?
My first professional brand, the first brand that I played with when I became a professional player, it was Bairo.
Okay.
Bairo. It's still
The
alive.
Argentinian.
Yeah, Argentinian. There you are. Then I changed to Dunlop.
Okay.
Dunlop.
And
and
they
then
do the balls,
they
so it
do
makes
the,
like rubber people.
the balls,
They-
and also the tires of the.
Yeah, no,
of the
everything
cars.
rubber.
Everything with rubber, and I start playing with a round shape racket
Okay.
because I feel very comfortable with it. But as I said before, the round rackets, you have a lot of control, but you don't have so much speed. When you're going to smash, when you're going to try to finish the points,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a
Speed plus acceleration, right? Or-
speed plus acceleration. That's because probably the sweet spot is closer to your hand, and the weight is a different distribution.
Yeah.
So that's why you have a lot of control, but you lose a bit of energy when you're touching the ball. But a few years ago, I developed with the same brand to a more diamond shape, where I feel more. In my defense, I feel more comfortable with the round shape. But when I am attacking, I feel much better with
And you
the.
play on the left side.
I play on the left side, yes, for the smash, for the bandeja, for the volley.
So for you, it's like your lateral whip. Let's say.
Yes, more useful. More
Okay.
useful.
Okay. I went too far. Me flipa. Good. When they talk about the balance, what do they mean? Where
Yes.
the balance is? How do I know?
The balance is where the weight of the racket is. To measure the balance, you put the racket more or less. You see where it's weak or where it's not weak. Is it falling from the head?
So like literally like a balance. Como una balanza
Absolutely.
Roman one,
Absolutely.
like a classic Roman one.
Absolutely. That's why you can feel
When you
the
go
weight,
to the grocery to buy your groceries or
whatever. Yes,
the
you
fruits,
use that.
the
You use
same. That balance.
the Roman balance.
That's it.
So to see where the weight is, and some rackets they have the balance down to the handle and the middle or at the head. That's why new rackets, new brands, they have like you can see these
Yeah,
spots
like a patch.
like little holes. That's to put weights. You can fix weights on them. If you want the more heavy at the head, you want it more heavy at the sides of the racket, or even at the bottom of the racket. You can change the bottom because some players they want to feel
weight there.
they want to feel heavier at the head. It's just feelings.
Yeah. No, feelings, but it also translates into adapted to your style or your
For sure,
confidence and
if
your,
you're
what you want to do.
attacking player, probably you want to have the heavier at the head
top,
of the racket,
yeah,
at the top,
okay.
of the racket, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, I never. A lot of people ask me, what is better? I don't know what is better. I know what is better for me
Yeah.
because that's my feeling. But you need to feel it, and you need to probably you need to try to put weights at the top of the bracket and see how it goes, because probably you don't feel good enough with it, so you must low down the weight.
Okay. So we go from Dunlop to
From Dunlop, I changed
Byron?
to Barleon.
Okay.
I changed to Barleon. Yes, I was in Barleon for 2 years, I think. Then I changed to Wilson,
Okay.
and I changed to Wilson. I was one of the beginners with the first Wilson paddle
Okay.
rackets, so I was like a tester, you know,
Yeah.
because they weren't. I mean, nowadays they have terrific material, but when I started, they were beginning. They were testing,
Yeah.
and I was like a tester, you know,
Yeah, but you were given feedback
for sure. Yes.
and being the early adopter, but being a professional, which is taking a risk.
Absolutely, absolutely. But when you are a professional, they give you 2 or 3 models to choose. I choose one because it was, I think, it was the one who was more close to my style, my playing style. But when you are a professional, you adapt to the material as soon as you can, because I mean sometimes it's in your mind, it's in your brain. You overthink too much, and I mean the one who's playing is you, not the material. So
Yeah,
they are your skills, they are your abilities.
Yeah, and that's the real challenge.
For sure. And one year later, they made a much better material. I think somewhere in the internet you can find pictures of me playing with the best Wilson racket paddle I ever played.
Okay.
Those times, because nowadays they are terrific, and I feel really comfortable with it. But for more or less 12 years in a row, or for even more, I've been playing with Bullpadel.
Okay.
That is my actual brand.
Okay. And why are you with that? What do you like about Bullpadel?
For sure, Bullpadel, for me, they have the best material, because I feel really comfortable with them. And nowadays, as you can see, a lot of the rackets are with diamond shape,
Okay.
or not so roundy.
Okay.
They also made a roundy shapes, because for people that are beginners, or for coaches to teach, when you have a lot of time in court touching the ball, you need more comfortable rackets. So the round shapes makes
Are good for that.
yes, they're good for that.
Okay. And what about the holes? We've seen this year one that just has a hole. This one has a different distribution.
Yes, for example,
How's that?
this racket that is Royal Padel racket. As you can see, the distribution of the holes are different, and also there are less holes
Yeah.
than in the other racket. Um, for sure, this racket, the sweet spot probably I never used this one.
Okay.
I'm talking without my feelings, but as you can see, there are no holes in the middle of the racket. Probably the sweet spot of this racket is here, between those pinky lines. Obviously, you are going to have a lot of more material in the middle, more mass.
Yeah.
So when you are touching the ball with the side, probably you have more energy. And but probably when you are moving the racket, when you are changing directions, you have more friction with the air. And I don't know if it's going to be easy to move it.
Yeah.
So I cannot talk about it because I
Yeah,
have never
you cannot,
practiced
yeah.
with it. But that is my impression.
Okay. And what about yours?
What can I say about my racket? I am.
¿Tiene nombre? Do you put names to yours? Or?
No, I'm
It's
playing.
Vertex, but
No,
I don't
I'm
know,
playing with
like-
Vertex 2024.
Okay.
But it's my racket. I'm in love with it.
But you could have picked any model of their.
Yes,
catalog,
indeed.
like-
But I started playing with Vertex like 6-7 years ago, and I play with all the Vertex models, and every year I pick the new one because.
But there's an improvement, like you feel like.
Yes,
every
for
year-
example, this one, as you can see, here you have these channels, air
Okay.
channels. That's why you can move the racket more freely. The air pass through the air channels, so it's easier to move the racket, and also it's the bridge of the racket is very important for all the rackets because it's the structure maintainer of the racket.
Okay.
Because even if you don't notice it, when you're touching the ball, the racket flex.
Okay.
Little flexion, but it flex. Here in the bridge is where all the knowledge is put inside.
Okay.
Because it's the transferation of the energy between your hand and the surface is there.
Goes through that. Okay. How long do you use one? Like, what do you change after how much time?
That's a good question. Probably professional players, they use between 15 and 20 rackets in a year. Because they are played a lot and they are
Is it like?
it's their life and they are hitting the ball, smashing every day and that stuff. Now that I am retired, I'm not playing professional tournaments, but I'm playing in seniors. I use 5, 6, 7, 8 rackets in a year, more or less.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
using it, they break. And also, if you are using it a lot, this is a little freaky, but for professionals, you lose the touch of the racket. You lose the feeling of the racket because the rubber changes a lot. And when I start feeling that it doesn't give me the sensations and the things that I want to, I change it.
You change. But you always have it like in perfect condition, as I've seen.
I like to have my. This is what I with
Your gear.
Yeah, I work with it, so I need that my
It's your extension.
for sure it's part of my body, it's part of my hand, so I need it to be in perfect conditions. Also the grip, I need to change the grip of the upper grip.
Yeah.
I mean every game I play, so I need to have my racket in perfect conditions.
Okay. And what about mine? The girls one.
The girls one, good
What are
question.
the main differences?
As
Just
you-
marketing, or there's a difference?
Okay, as you can notice, the shape is the same. The technology using it is the same.
This is what you were saying.
This Vertex Woman, this is 2023.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna buy every year, and I haven't opened this one. Like
Okay, but it is a great racket. This is a terrific racket.
you open my wardrobe, it look like a store.
And probably the weight is
Lighter.
lighter than the mines. But also probably this racket, the sweet spot is higher than the new version, the new 2024 Vertex. Because what I noticed between my old version, 2023 Vertex, is that the sweet spot was higher and it was smaller. And they have performed the racket with a lower sweet spot and a bigger sweet spot. So you can, because not always you can touch the ball with the middle of the racket, with the center of the racket, with the sweet spot. Sometimes you mistake and you hit the racket with the, with the edge or close to the edge. And if you have a big sweet spot, you are going to feel more comfortable when you are touching the ball. It's going to help you more.
The life forgives you sometimes.
Yes, more or less. You can see it like that.
Like if you fail, like
it's a helper.
It's a helper. Let's say. How is the measure? Do they all measure the same?
Yes, they have to measure the same. From the bottom to the top, I don't know exactly where are the measures,
but all of them has to be the same.
They have to be the same. For example, these are the same brand, but this one there is another brand, another shape also, but the measures must be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, as you can see, they are more or less the same. The shape is not, but the measures are, and also how thick they are. They have the limit.
I think it's 38 millimeters.
38 or probably 38. You are correct. You can do it thinner if you want, but you cannot do it bigger or wider.
Why is that?
Rules. There are rules.
But what would happen? It would be like harder to hit if it was.
Now, for example, if the racket is longer,
you can do more like.
You have more advantage. For example, the smash.
Yeah.
Because you can do more swing and you can use it all the material.
You transfer more.
You can transfer more energy because you are touching the ball far from your hand.
Yeah.
For example, at tennis, you can hit it harder because you are touching the ball far from your hand. So that's the difference. That's why you cannot do longer rackets.
To make everybody play
with the same rules, the same situations, and the same measures.
Yeah, makes sense. So you were saying that the materials has changed a lot, right? And that now you can do things that before you couldn't do. Can you show us?
Okay, I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try because for example, what I'm going to try to do now with wood racket, it will be impossible. In first place, because I'm going to try to pass the ball from one side of the racket to the other side without losing touching always the ball. Okay?
Yeah.
Like something like this, but with not using my left hand. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's try.
Okay.